Hey everybody, it's Hashi, and I'm just trying to get our VFX and Chill stream back up. I don't believe that anybody is online yet, because I think that we have somehow ended up with a new link to this channel. So I'm going to spitball while I try to load up what's happened here so I can get out the appropriate link to everybody. So bear with me. Hey, some people are here. How's everyone doing? Thank you for finding this. I'm not entirely sure how to use computers. So I'm going to try to get this shareable link back out to everybody. And I'm going to try to get Seth back here so we can have some more VFX and fun over here. All right, let's find that Setherson Worley. Thank you for the support, everybody. This is so fun. All right, trying to connect to Seth right now. It's exciting. The tension. Anybody is online yet? Because I think that we have. Alrighty here. I'm gonna try something. Let's see what happens. Hey, what's up? Back from the internet dead. I'm pretty sure that was my fault. At least my internet's fault. My internet connection is unstable today. After
oh no,
testing as extremely stable and capable of handling multiple HD streams this morning. But you know, this is fun anyway.
am I live?
We are live here, and
Are you able to? Your video's off. Are you able to share your virtual cam, or is that?
Oh yeah, I could probably share that with you. Now that way you can see the show. And
It's okay if not. If that's going to break things.
Let's see. I'm working on a very cool computer here, so I don't think it's the computer, but I wouldn't put it past my neighbor to have some silly internet this or that going on. All right. Can you see the show, Seth?
I can see the show on my Zoom.
Oh, all right. Oh, cool. David Fairchild says that YouTube is sending the link out to everybody whenever we do this. So let's switch back over to where you are.
Yeah, so I've got a reference frame at the end. I've got a reference frame at the beginning. I'm going to go through and just do some reference frames all through the middle.
Excellent. And again, what Seth is doing here is he's trying to paint out this shark from this shot. And to do that, basically, he started with a garbage mat around everything, tried running content-aware fill on that as it was, and that was not enough. So he's using the built-in reference frame tool, which is something that allows you to click on reference frame in After Effects. It'll automatically open up a PSD in Photoshop where you can use the still frame version of content-aware fill to do a first pass. Like, look at that. Can you turn that that fill on and off again? It's very beautiful.
Oh yeah, totally. Here, let's see. Once it applies, I'll show you.
So without and with, that's a remarkably good fill.
Hit save and bring it back over to After Effects. So now I've got 3 reference frames in here. The last one's not so great, but let me maybe go right here and see if I can create a decent one.
Thank you all for the awesome comments and support.
So we're going through a really hard time right now. Our live stream.
My internet wasn't working.
So we had probably 7 viewers before, and now we're at 3.
Hey, that's good. Those are both numbers. If you take a 3 and put it against the mirror,
Hey, as long as they're numbers, that's our goal. Ooh, that's funky. I don't know how this works. What can I do to make this better?
I mean, you could.
I can just start clicking things until something breaks.
You could click on things. I would grab one of your frames earlier and just scale up his nose to there, or something. But also that's a lot of work, and it's possible that things will.
Why do I want to do that?
Well, there are cars that are going to fall in front of this, right?
One car. Well, unless you count Vin Diesel.
Right. Much appreciation to anyone watching this at 11 p.m. Way to go. Thank you for staying up late with us.
Are you saying that just in case, or I'm guessing someone said so?
No, I can actually see the chat now.
Is anyone staying up at 12 or 1 or 2 or even 3?
4.
Yeah, why don't I just accept this for what it is?
I like that.
Unless I click this. What does it look like now? I'm going to go with that version.
How many of you in the chat, when you go into Photoshop, open up their templates that come up in the splash screen by accident because you're trying to double click on the gray to open stuff? Is that just me?
What does happen a lot lately is I'm like, I think I want to use this tool. No, stop telling me what it is. And I'm sure I can turn that off. But
probably, but like the time it would take to figure that out.
You know what they should do is if instead of showing me what a polygon lasso tool is when I'm just hovering over the polygon lasso tool, bring up a thing that shows me how to turn off this thing that tells me what a polygon lasso tool is.
That's a good idea.
It should come up and say, here's how to turn this off.
Yes, someone from Adobe's got to be here. Just put a little X on that box too.
Oh, by the way, we love Adobe. We make little jokes, but we love and adore Adobe, and we wouldn't have money without Adobe. So
yeah, Adobe has been effectively providing me work for the last 25 years. It's absurd.
Yep. All right, how much time? It's 12:40. Okay, I'm using up all my time painting out this shark. That's ridiculous.
But yeah, I mean, removing stuff from shots is a very important thing to be able to do. And like no joke earlier when I was mentioning that sometimes it's just fun to remove things from things. It's actually a very good practice if you just want to sharpen up different types of VFX skills. If you haven't seen it, there is a really exciting cheap tricks based on the Onward movie where I go extensively into doing the most insane paint out you can imagine using After Effects as the interface for it. Those are great reference frames.
I'm going to create just a few more and then
love it
and move on.
So
because I'm going to have to look at this thing for a little while, like while we're working, and if I have to stare at it, I want it to look nice.
Absolutely.
It's nice as a weird chopped up mosasaur can that's been deprived its lunch.
Mm-hmm. I see some people don't go into Photoshop that often, and yeah, there are. I agree with the sentiment of, I think Ren from Corridor coined this, but he loves doing his photoshopping in After Effects.
No, I do too, 100%. And my friend Zach Dixon and I talk about this all the time. Zach is, his animation company IV Studios based here in Nashville. Just throwing a quick shout out about Zach. He and I both admittedly use After Effects as our Photoshop because it's the user interface that we know and understand, that we're most comfortable with. But when it comes to content aware fill, I really rely on Photoshop's reference frame.
They are very good. I mean, those are very high quality looking frames. This is a good version.
I think I can try this here. Let's generate fill.
All right. What settings did you use there on content aware fill?
Well, I'll tell you. Alpha expansion is at 0. Fill methods at object. And look forward yeah, I'd love to tell you all about the fun of surface fill method, but I think Hashi's going to do that later on in another thing. Range, work area, and then I just click generate fill layer, and now I'm sitting here.
Beautiful. And that's analyzing pretty darn quick. And look at that. We're through, and now you're moving on to rendering stuff, right? Hey.
You know what?
It's pretty good. Here comes, oh my gosh.
Doop, 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 doop.
Yeah.
All right. Oh.
Oh, man.
It happened. It looks so gross. Why did...
You know what? There's a...
I don't care. I'm gonna do it again.
That's perfect. We're doing this fast and furious, Seth.
Yeah, definitely. Select and select pixels. Where the heck did you go? Select my pixels. Select my inverse. Oh, you're not even seeing this. Share Photoshop. You gotta see this, right? Select and mask. Shift edge. Edit. Content aware fill. Hooah!
Look at it.
All right.
Beautiful.
And hooah again. I said, there we go. Save. Back over to After Effects. Now, how's the roto going? Have you gotten to work on that?
I was freaking out over the
live stream dying.
The live stream dying, and now I'm scared to do anything.
I tell you what, I can do the roto. While this is doing this, I'm going to do the roto.
See,
so,
if you act helpless long enough, Seth Worley will do your roto for you.
I'm gonna.
Let's see. Do we ever use edge blend?
Edge blend in Supercomp?
I mean, in Supercomp, definitely.
Oh, by this time, I was afraid to turn this layer on or do anything while it was analyzing. So let's see.
It's always exciting to turn
that stupid one right there. That's where I'm getting pissed off. All right, almost.
Would you say you're getting furious?
You know what? I will say I'm getting furious. Because
Perfect.
Hashi, you're doing it. You're hosting. You're doing really well. Let's see. Select inverse. Select and mask. You're chilling, as the kids say.
I am. I'm mesmerized by all this automation happening. These computer brains doing things.
Automation. Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
Is manually
automation. Selecting. I hope that we get something out of this, because it's like, if you are better at narrating what you're doing and I go into my head and start getting OCD and fussing with everything and forget what I was saying. But if I do talk, I just tell dumb stories and forget what I was supposed to be talking about. Oh, it cloned the dinosaur a bit. Whatever. There's no time.
It doesn't matter. It's another part of the dinosaur. All right, I'm going to try to fix something on your screen for just a second. So bear with me, everybody. And we're back. All right, there we go. I think.
Did we go anywhere?
We might have gone somewhere to viewers. You may not have seen anything on your end, Seth.
Oh, okay.
But now I can see my After Effects, which was hidden behind your Zoom window. You see, it's like a cluttered desk in here, but it's a cluttered desktop of multiple monitors with After Effects and zooms and all the exciting stuff. And
weird UI numbers and math graphics going off. Okay, this looks terrible. I think lose this reference frame and try again.
Interesting.
Is there anything up here I could? Yeah, no.
Not really. Turning up the alpha expansion does do some interesting things, because if you have a hole like this shark that you cut out and you have it right at 0, sometimes the fill layer will, it's a perfect fit, but there'll be this slightly semi-transparent halo around it. So I almost always bump that up to 1 at least. And if you turn the alpha expansion up higher than that, then it also uses the motion data from anything in that expansion area, but knows it's filling in the hole, if that makes sense. That didn't make sense. I'll explain this better
It
in
made
the
sense.
tutorial coming out next week.
You know, Michael did suggest we should try possibly doing. I don't want to spend this entire thing painting on a shark, but surface or edge blend mode. What do you think?
Neither is going to work. You could, though.
Yeah.
You could. I think, yeah, the object is the closest we're going to get. But the other thing you could do, and I think that now that I'm seeing this, I'm having flashbacks to when I did this. I just grabbed the whole left side of frame and made a round feather mask around that splash and put it in front of the shark.
Oh, crap. Yes. Why am I trying to do things like the good, like,
What are you? Industrial light and magicians?
Almost got there. This is rendering. I can't stop it. I have to let it finish.
Yeah, and Carter also suggests you could just Luma key some of the splash and paste it over the warped spots.
Oh my gosh, that looks so weird. Okay. I'm going to undo and bring back my original object version. And then
See, I felt like you were very close at one point.
I felt like I
enough,
was.
good
So-
enough for rock and roll, but
I think we're good enough for rock and roll right now. It's just this little stretch right here that's not. And I think you're absolutely right about how I could.
just grab another part of frame, and or clone stand. You
yeah.
could use spot clone tracker. I think Michael suggested that a bit ago.
Yeah, why the hell not? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to actually.
All right, what's the plan? We're gonna. Are you grabbing water to replace that weird splash area?
And I'm gonna quickly dip this. Oh God, shoot. All right, no, nix what I just said I was gonna do. Let me dupe this Jurassic plate. I'm gonna turn off all the masks.
Do you see why?
And
That's Michael commenting down in the chat there. Michael is our silent partner that makes it look like the amount of competence we had today was entirely supported by an artificial structure of Michael making this into an actual thing. He's doing all of our amazing promotion and helping moderate chats and do all those kinds of things, and you'll have a chance to meet him next week, everybody.
yes, I will be at the beach next week, and Michael will be filling in for me, and it's going to be very, very fun.
We'll be at the beach driving cars into
Off cliffs.
Have you ever done cliff diving before?
with a car.
The car, scooter, body, vulnerable human
I've
body.
never done cliff diving before. No.
You should get into it, man. See, I can just tell people they should get into anything, and then it works.
You don't ever have to have actually done it. I hate that this is taking the entire show to do this, but you know what? I've almost got something here.
It's the crux of our show is to dive into the part that is the hardest for a really long time. All right,
and then we're going to see how quickly I can do the other one.
Absolutely. So for anyone just joining us, we are reacting to the amazing news that Jurassic World and Fast and the Furious may coexist in the same Fastiverse of exciting Dino World. Because, you never see, Paul Walker and
A dinosaur.
in the same place, which stands to reason.
You picked a wrong cast member, bud. Paul Walker, he's not alive anymore. Much like the dinosaurs.
Much like the dinosaurs. Ugh.
By the
So
way, I love
tasteful.
Paul Walker. I mean him no disrespect.
Lovely. Wow, two beings brought back to life by VFX.
Dinosaurs and Paul Walker.
These are just facts. I'm putting no spin on this. Just facts. Hey, that looks like a dinosaur. Hey, you know what would hide those janky edges? Is letterboxing.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna. Yeah. That's there as some helpful bleed, but I'm not gonna use it.
Yes.
Hang on. I'm gonna. Where does that good one start? There. So I'm gonna opacity down to 0. Again, by the way, this is why I don't record my tutorials live, because this is what happens.
It's beautiful.
Okay, it's terrible, but you know what? It's fine. It's going to cover up. Yes, Michael's right. We're going to cover up this stuff with falling cars and humans. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pre-comp all this garbage. Make sure I don't get the fast plate.
That's amazing. And just to add to the suspense of the moment, I am definitely not replacing the batteries in my mouse because they just went out.
My Lord, your life is falling apart. Like your house is on fire.
This is my constant story at work. Is my world is constantly falling apart. But my battery collection is.
Oh, by the way, those janky edges go away. Well, not the top edges, but the janky edges right here kind of go away on full.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, it's fast plate time. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by bringing in this dinosaur here.
Lovely.
With a... I'm going to start by masking it. No, I'm not. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something even more fun. I'm going to double click with the rectangle mask set to rectangle, double click it so it selects the entirety of the thing. I'm going to feather it up to maybe like in the 180s.
Mm-hmm.
And then because it's on the edge, obviously
so you're getting
that
some bleed.
feather looks, terrible. So I'm going to have to whatever I set my feather to, I will set my mask expansion to negative that. So negative 184. And now I'm actually going to drag this up here, drag this down here, and
wait, whoa. It just got real. I mean, just seeing the ghost of
Vin Diesel back there. Don't worry, he's alive. You can make jokes
alive.
with him. He'll be right there. And then let's just see what happens if I parent him to the plate here. So there is movement, but I also need to add some. So if I...
Look how much the comp is coming to life. It's remarkable.
I think he needs to be even further over here, to be honest.
Wow.
All right, so
now
real quick...
Now is when you would have that roto would have come in handy, right?
So here's the roto would come in handy. I would key this, but I'm looking at this right now and I'm seeing this right here is keyable, but this is going to really mess me up, and I'm going to have to roto Paul's leg anyway, and it could get real janky real fast. And I kind of with Roto Brush 2, since in existence, I feel like it's just going to be easier if I. So I'm going to pre-comp this. I kept a duplicate of it down here so I can have the movement to parent to, but then I duped it, brought it up here, and I'm going to fast roto, which is exactly what it's going to be.
Yes, fast and furious roto. If you've never used Roto Brush 2, if you used Roto Brush 1 and then gave up on it and thought this is stupid, I urge you to try
You were right.
Roto Brush 2. Roto Brush 2 is exactly what you hoped Roto Brush 1 would be. Uses look what Seth is doing right now. He is drawing little guide lines on top of Vin Diesel, and the computer is trained to look at pixels that it guesses are Vin Diesel and pixels that it guesses are not Vin Diesel, and with a tremendous amount of fidelity higher than the previous Roto Brush used to have. So watch this. So you've gone to the end frame where they're all visible in frame, and now you're stepping backwards. And watch as Sensei tracks remarkably. It's nailing it. I mean, it is hard to keep your
Calling
eyes
me
off
Sensei, or is that the name
Diesel.
of?
Sensei is the AI, is the Adobe AI. Sensei.
You're not calling me Sensei.
Behind this. No. But I'll call you Champ.
That was a bad idea what I just did. I really should have just left it alone.
Anytime you can pause and add
I was right.
additional guide strokes for this. And the beautiful thing about this is Roto Brush also has a wonderful setting to enable motion blur.
Yes, it does, and that's going to save our ass, much like I'm trying to do to Vin Diesel right now, is save his ass.
Wow. If we didn't already have Must Go Faster, saving Vin Diesel's ass, it would be a pretty phenomenal subtitle for this affair.
As long as some of that roto is on like the car and stuff, I'm fine with what's happening here. I just...
Amazing. Oh, hey, Action VFX.
Hey, guys. Is that Rodolfo? Who is that?
Action VFX posted a really useful keying tutorial this week with a really nifty tip on trying to key fine, bright blonde hairs individually away from a green screen and preserve that amazing fidelity. All right. Well, what did that freeze button do, Seth?
I'm freezing. I'm freezing Vin, and then I'm going to freeze the car after I roto it, and then Paul's leg. And if there's time, I'm gonna do a little magic to make that dust that's coming off the car come back as well.
And that sounds beautiful.
Let's see, 1 o'clock. We're doing all right.
Doing all right.
This is fast Vin. Let's say Vin Roto. Roto.
You know what? I'm going to take a quick peek through some of my Action VFX clips, because that car trail looks an awful lot like one of the dust fall elements to me. Should you want to enhance it?
Oh, true.
Whenever you can
use... if it was the actual element.
Yeah, if you're ever going fast, look at the magic. Okay.
Just go furious.
All right. So what is your result right now, Seth? You have you're in the Roto Brush interface. I'm
about to roto the car. My result right now with Vin is...
Look at this, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's gonna work real well once I start color matching the dinosaur to the water, and it's so absurd.
Wow. Now, full disclosure, as I do in all of my tutorials, I am red-green colorblind. And so I've chosen a heck of a profession where I cannot color balance. I can't color grade or color balance. I have to guess, or I have to wear my Enchroma lenses to try to make out
they help?
colors on screen. What they do is that they shift red into a more purplish color that is less common, and your brain will think, I'm in a room with slightly blue lighting, so I'm going to pull everything back over toward red, and red will look different from green now. It's actually a very brilliant idea, but also a little bit of science there. Your eyes take anywhere from 7 to 11 minutes to refresh their vision, and so any of the videos of people putting on glasses and immediately seeing color are touching, but scientifically dubious. This is not just because I disappointed my whole family by putting them on and saying I will wait the recommended 7 to 21 minutes before crying on film.
Oh, don't you love that? Disappointing your family. I do it all the time.
It's a hobby.
Oh, see, I should have never selected that leg. I've confused the sensei now.
You know what? It's all right.
The
It's all right
sensei
because
has
it's
become
going to
the
be
censor.
because that leg is going to cover up this layer anyway, unless you wanted
Hopefully.
any individual control. That's the fun thing about layering up things like this. If you're doing multiple passes, is it's all
Well,
gonna.
if I was doing this in Mocha, it would have subtracted it. And really, there's ways I could have actually subtracted the leg from the equation, but I didn't. So
I used to be so afraid of Mocha. I don't know why. It felt like really, really stepping out of my comfort zone to
still am,
leave
actually.
After Effects. It was yeah. Arriving.
well,
at
nowadays, like what I would use Mocha for, like I tend to get done with Kingpin Tracker or Spot Clone, and I'm not. It's not just because I work for a Red Giant, but it's because stuff pretty much does what I need it to do, and Phil, fixes things for me.
Absolutely. So the two tools that Seth was referring to, one is called Spot Clone Tracker, and that is one of our amazing Red Giant products. But actually, like working for Red Giant aside, I love the Spot Clone Tracker and the Kingpin Tracker because they have an external 2D tracker that's faster than After Effects built-in tracker. And that's immensely useful. You can track an area of the screen, just sort of like you could in Mocha, but within the After Effects interface with Kingpin. And if you just need to track something like a guy's head as they walk through frame, the Spot Clone Tracker will track across the entire duration of your thing. Faster than the video buffer will load up the video, which is really cool.
I'm trying to use motion blur for both these guys, so they
motion blur them. Now, how are you adding motion blur? Are you using the checkbox in Roto Brush, or are you doing anything external?
Oh yeah, I just clicked it in Roto Brush just so where it can, it'll cover up some of my mistakes.
Absolutely.
And make the edges a little less
look
clean.
at this. Look at Vin's outline is now properly feathered in the direction of his motion vectors, which is amazing.
All right, I need to clean up that dinosaur a bit, but
I don't know, man.
Ideas. Where the hell did he go? What the?
Where did your dinosaur go?
Oh,
Is the dinosaur shot shorter than that?
no, my car. Ah, crap. I did something.
I leaned over
I
as if I could
didn't.
see more on your screen.
It didn't track it. Don't worry about it. I extended. I cut the clip in Roto Brush, and what it did was, it's hard to explain. It was here.
It was here. It was there.
It was there. Like basically, I cut it. I trimmed the clip, but when I did that, it like earlier, it just shifted it all over here. So then I moved it all back. Then I opened it again, and it made it. It just. If you can go roll back and watch, you'll see what I did in real time. For now, freeze. We need to make in OBS Streamlabs a clip of Schwarzenegger saying freeze for whenever we click this button.
Absolutely. Yes, we got it. We got to lock that down.
There was an amazing clip. All this renders. While this does freeze, there was a, and I can't find the exact clip. There's versions of it now, but they're nowhere near as funny for some reason as the first one I ever saw, which is a super cut of every time Schwarzenegger says any kind of cold-related pun in Batman and Robin, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life because he's shouting them half the time, and
I think it was
it's just like freeze, cold, winter, freeze. It's so good.
That video was, I think, the first DC property I allowed my children to see because they're otherwise very dark. But
yes,
but the super cut
video.
of the freeze video is phenomenal. You know what I was going to do? I did a Sub-Zero tutorial a little bit ago, and
I think everyone knows it's blowing up the internet right now.
It's exciting. If you haven't had a look-see and you're on this channel, go do that afterward. But I had this whole plan to make this Sub-Zero versus Mr. Freeze fight, and then I just happenstance looked it up, and they fight each other in some game.
I was wondering where you got that.
I don't remember what the game is called. I don't play the video games, but it's called like Injustice. was going to say Immortals, but I think it's Injustice. Oh, because Injustice League? But it has Mortal Kombat character? I don't know.
And they're in it.
They're in it. And Justice is served cold. But I see, as parents, I like that leg that you're preserving there.
Thanks. Well, it's the tiny little details that that distract you from the really bad work. That's what I've found. Is like, you know what? If I include the foot,
no, you
actually, for your brain forgives some of the horribleness that I'm subjecting your eyes to elsewhere in the frame.
Yeah, it's. I mean, along these lines, if you're ever doing any kind of composite, no matter what it is, put anything in the foreground. Put something in front of the main thing that you're doing. Put the edge of a fence or a tree branch that's out of focus or something like that, and just dirty up your shot a bit. And it remarkably marries things together.
Oh, watch! You'll see this thing that I was talking about. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to end the Roto Brush there, but I'm also going to go ahead and just cut the clip. But you see, it moved it all the way down in here. So I'm gonna move it back there, and that's what happened. Freeze!
Wait, what shortcut did you use for that?
What?
I missed how you trimmed the layer.
Oh, I trimmed it by moving this.
Oh, yeah, I never mess with that.
I do. All right, so now Paul's leg comes in, and for that split second goes over the shark. But that's good because I might actually make this dinosaur a little bigger. Okay. And I'm actually going to bring him over a little bit. So what else do I have to do besides like super comping it now?
I think we just super comp it. I mean,
okay. There's one little thing I do want to do. Well, you know what? Let's do super comp.
The colors already match perfectly.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Select them all. RG VFX, super comp.
All right. What is super comp, Seth? We never talk about super comp.
Yeah, it's the thing that does the real work. It's my new cheat thing. Michael suggested key out the shark's blue water, but actually I have an idea, Michael, about the water, and let's just do that now. So first I want to see how much gets done if I... why is Siri talking to me?
Amazing.
By the way, Michael, when you speak to us, I hear you in the like male British Surrey voice, which I know is not your voice. I've talked, I know you. But when you're during the broadcast, when you're like your Slack messages come up, I hear like Paddington's voice essentially talking to us, which I'm only telling you because I think it's a compliment.
It is. We'll be asking him to join the show next week with a British Siri accent
and a Paddington costume. So I'm going to. I've added color correction so in here, Supercomp, I'm not going to tell you all what it is. Y'all can watch. We've made videos for that. So if we weren't crushed for time, I would tell you exactly what it is. I've just spent the amount of time it would take to tell you what it is, to tell you that I'm not going to tell you what it is. So on the dinosaur layer, I'm going to apply color correction, and I'm going to click match background.
Wait, what is that button? What the heck?
It matches it to the background, but I don't like what it did. I don't like it at all, man. I don't.
I think it's because of the reverse light wrap on them. Right now they would be in front of a very bright surface, and before they were in front of a very dark surface. So their edges are doing that cool thing that you used to get from that photochemical process.
You know what? I also wonder if I lose the mask real quick when I do this. No, it didn't do anything I thought it was going to do. In which case, I have another idea. And it is this.
Erode edge and light wrap.
I'm actually, watch this. Watch this. You ready?
Well, what's he going to do?
I'm going to make it an additive layer. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
All right. Seth has switched it to an additive layer, giving it new abilities and properties within Supercomp.
Because I want to apply levels to it.
Levels.
And I'm going to dip that crap down to where it disappears in the water. Let me see if this does anything that I like. It may not. It may only do horrible things. Right now, it's only doing a horrible thing.
This is so exciting.
Well, it was when I thought it was going to work.
All right, explain what you're doing here with these levels.
Well, like rather than see, oh, I know what to do. Rather than see like all this surface, so there's no surface on Vin's water. Like
it's just a big green mass.
Yeah. So I wanted to try and basically hide any of the ripples and stuff from the dinosaur's water. Oh, that's interesting. And
so the splash
and just
is the reveal.
bring up the levels. Yeah. So then have the keyframe the levels to come up.
Excellent. Would you maybe be able to do a slight extract on that leading edge there?
You know what? Extract might be what to do.
Because then you can soften that out.
Let me see. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn it into here.
Love for Paddington in the chat.
Oh, you know what? Extract. That's what I should have done. You're so smart. Then I can keep it a normal layer and not additive.
There we go. So extract is a keying effect where you're keying out things by their luminance value. It's got a really cool visual interface too, because you can key out the white or key out the black and then adjust. And there's a little like rectangle up in the corner there, right under there. And you can clip the black or the white just like that. And then you can grab the bottom little edge and feather it out.
Oh, the bottom edge. I see.
Yeah, right there. So now it's making things semi-transparent when they're all the way dark. Get rid of turn the white value all the way back up. Your white point back to two. No, it's not.
Oh, I didn't know it was down. Dang.
There you go.
I'm dumb. Let's see. This is golly, this is a whole hour and a half tutorial about how to make a dumb meme. And I'm teaching it, whereas you do this stuff on your phone.
It's exciting.
Let's see. I guess I just do this.
Yeah, you can key those over time if you'd like. Yeah, so what Seth was referring to is I used to be a big fan of TeamViewer, and now I am a fan of AnyDesk, which allow me to open up my desktop, which is a high-powered machine on my iPhone. And so I can remote in and test out stuff when I'm on the road, because there's nothing more fun than enjoying the great outdoors with a mobile phone and a very miniature After Effects.
I have an idea now too here I may not even need to do this extract thing I was doing, but it's worth trying. If I do some keyframing of this mask and then I do an unsharp mask on it, you follow me, or
there we go.
Do you not want to follow with me that direction?
Let's see. So we are almost at the tail end here of mashing together two properties that really are, soul sisters, the Fast and Furious movies and the Jurassic World universe. They're both housed over at Universal, and it is rumored through some flimsy something that they may share a combined universe. So we are trying to create an amazing GIF-worthy moment that will represent all the excitement and entertainment of the Fast and Furious Jurassic World crossover. I like where this is going. I'm loving it.
I'm not sure why unsharp mask gives me that yellow edge. It makes no sense to me.
I'm not sure. How about Magic Bullet Looks or Colorista, just dragging those colors into another color thing?
I'm going to definitely do that to try and match the... Am I still seeing... Dinosaurs original water. I guess I should go ahead and just start doing some stuff here. Again, this didn't work, right? We tried it and it didn't work. It didn't really work.
What do we got there?
For Ven, I'm gonna do some. One of these presets here. I just can't figure out. Not that one.
Ooh, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah, it's good if it doesn't happen on the car. You know, it might be a good idea. That car and stuff all exist together already.
Oh yeah, put the car behind him in Supercomp.
Or just do. Oh yeah, you're right. That's smarter. Hi, I'm Hashi, and this is my masterclass.
Supercomp is a compositing environment where the layers on top are aware of the layers below. Which means if you're doing a light wrap or something, it's not just pulling it from the far background. It's also staying conscious of things like the car.
It's still happening. I'm just going to do this.
Do it.
I'm going to do all the roto together. Bring it back in. And what was it? Translucent edges? Yeah, that's not the best, but it's not the worst. All right, I see this happening up here. And is that happening because of my unsharp mask trick? Yes, it is. So I'll just turn that off.
You know what? That's amazing to me right there.
Good enough for Twitter?
Great for Twitter. Throw that Twitter compression filter on top of it, and you got yourself a picture.
In the interest of moving on, I can't believe I spent that much time painting out that shark. I do want to go to the next shot. We got like 11 minutes. And why don't, Hashi, you want to wrap up while I do this? And if you're curious about what I'm doing, I can break it down for you.
Absolutely. Well, this has been an exciting episode of a very fun exercise, actually. A what if, a visual mashup of two exciting movies. And the best thing about this is that there's a language between action movies where they're filmed in similar ways to show scope and cool things like that. So we have two shots that have very similar camera angles that we were reminded of that seamlessly blend together like this, and also add they come to a great comedic head right here because of this. Looks like Seth is back there trekking.
Oh, wow! Look at that!
Oh my gosh! By the skin of your teeth. That's the
unreal.
Speeding toward the edge. That's some Captain Kirk in a stolen vehicle in a JJ movie.
As a child.
All right, so Seth is using a little point tracker right there to get the idea of this motion, and now he's going to cut out this mosasaur in the next 9 minutes and let it chomp our heroes.
I think it's going to work just fine.
This is going to work great. That's going to Roto Brush like nothing.
I'm going to have to slow it down. So here's what I'm going to do.
So what do you do when you have to slow something down to not have it looking all janky?
I do this. I do a little of this and a little of that. I'm going to pre-comp it real quick. I'm going to... Except when I do that, I'm actually going to turn off this adjust composition time span.
Ah, clever.
And... Huh?
Clever.
That's me. Time warp. Which is like... I used to use Twixtor back in the day, and then this kind of does it. So I'm going to go to the end and see what speed I can max out at and still get all of the... Right, so now it went away. So maybe if I go 69, 68, 66, 65.
That's exciting. 65 million years ago.
Oh, 63. We're starting to see something.
Ooh. Now, why are you using time warp instead of just time remapping it?
It's going to interpolate all the frames in between the frames.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. So every frame has a new generated frame using an optical flow.
It's like buying a brand new LG TV, you know? It's going to give you brand new frames you didn't even know you wanted or needed.
It's beautiful, man.
And now I'm going to pre-comp that because time effects can really mess things up.
Yeah, once you start messing with time, you can get into some sticky situations, is what I've learned.
Like back to the okay.
Also universal property. Why?
Oh, true. Damn it! Now we have to bring Back to the Future into this.
So yeah,
that or we're just making it way easier for Universal to sue us. Just consolidate all the lawsuits into one video.
Hey, this was transformative in the way that things Transformers. Oh, they got the Transformers right over there too, but that's not a Universal film. Who makes the Transformers movies? Paramount? I don't know.
Paramount. I hate that I knew that.
The first movie lot I worked on.
I love that lot. That lot has Ted Danson's and Woody Harrelson's hands and with the word naked in parentheses underneath their signature, because apparently they served real beer on the set of Cheers. And Woody Harrelson was dared to run around the lot naked, which I don't think you have to dare him to do that. I feel like...
Man, what a fine wine Woody Harrelson turned out to be, right?
What a fine wine.
And Ted Danson, yeah. I love that... so what do we got here? We've got...
well, I would love to refine edge these teeth. In fact, I'm just going to, because I can.
All right, the Refine Edge Brush is this little tool right below the Roto Brush tool. And watch this magic. Seth is going to paint over the areas where there's these fine little teeth. And when he does that, After Effects is going to attempt to pull a Luma mat of those fine details and track it along with the motion of the object. This has been remarkably invaluable for something like someone with soft hair or hair blowing in the wind or anything like that, or an animal that has fur on it. It's just using a high contrast pass within a very specific window to try to guess what is part of the mosasaur and what's not. And that is tracking through beautifully. We've got 5 minutes on the clock. Oh, and we've got...
Oh, we need... It's okay.
End screen coming up. Warning.
And
I have nothing against... who is that? Emmanuel? That's a video that somehow algorithmically is it appears anytime you type After Effects anywhere near a computer. It bursts down the door and says, "Watch me next."
Freeze.
All right, freezing our final Roto Brush. Oh, Seth, I think you're going to pull this off.
Do we want to wrap up at all what we learned today while we finish out this shot?
It's like, do you want to finish hosting the show while I do the work over here, asshole? So, I didn't say that. So today we mostly practiced a handful of compositing techniques with pre-existing footage, which meant we didn't have anything separated into different elements, and it required doing things like creating rotomats using the new Roto Brush 2 feature. It's not even that new. It's out there. People are using it. It's a lovely tool. So we also learned a little bit about content-aware fill. And content-aware fill is exactly what it sounds like, but there's a video version that exists within After Effects. And we dove into the different properties that content-aware fill has, including the use of reference frames, which is basically like feeding the algorithm a couple of fake frames to propagate throughout the rest of the video, just to help it out a little bit. And as a pro tip, Photoshop is much better at content-aware filling still frames because it has all its wits about it when it's performing a fill, which I like. Seth was using Supercomp to use some lighting effects and techniques to blend in Vin and that car into that last shot, and also time warp in this shot to be able to lengthen the duration of this mosasaur clip, but create a unique frame on every frame using an optical flow system, which is really cool. So combine that with our our refine edge Roto Brush tool, and we've got a pretty lovely cocktail of ways to cut out things from things and place them in other things and make them look good with those things. Compositing, right? That's if we had to sum that all up.
Yeah, I just saw a hole that is probably going to need to be filled. And when he
in your heart,
in my heart, I'm actually going to just do this dirty. Here we go.
Do it.
All right. And masky mask. No.
Wait.
No shape layer. No one ever wants a shape layer.
Right.
Learn me.
Who
anticipate
who
my
in the
needs.
chat uses shape layers? You can get the heck out.
Roto time moss. And
all right, we've got one more minute. And
okay.
Look at this. Look at this, everybody. We're gonna go just a second over because I'm dying to see this this come together.
I mean, scale is probably completely off here. We probably just made him way bigger than he actually is supposed to be.
Velociraptors weren't that big either. So we're in the Jurassic world now. No. Oh. It's like the crate. It's the crate dragon.
Oh. Awesome. So here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna paint this car and that stuff out.
How are you gonna do it?
I take the fast plate and then watch this fun thing. So let's go to right where it actually needs to chomp and disappear.
Beautiful. Stick with us. We're gonna pull this off.
Coming in here.
We're gonna pull this off right at the last moment.
I'm going to make sure I have a marker in the timeline so I know when it's supposed to happen. This is where things are going to disappear. I'm going to do this. Oh, come on. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the beginning, time, freeze frame, go to the middle.
Grabbing a plate right from within the footage itself.
Time, free. Oh, okay, hang on. Let me do this again. I'm going to go to the middle. I'm going to duplicate this twice.
I'm going to make our screen go weird for a second there. There, yeah.
Middle, bottom. And so the middle one, I'm going to freeze frame it. Hey, whoever's opening my door, you can stop doing that. Freeze frame.
Exciting. Our first guest stars on the program.
I know. Go to the beginning and freeze frame. On the top one, go to the bottom and go to the end. Time, freeze frame. And here's what I'm going to do. Now I've got these 3 frozen things. Let me go to composition settings. I'm going to make the height 3 times what it currently is.
3 times. Did you see that he just typed a math expression into the composition settings? Look at that.
Isn't that fun?
No need for math.
If I move this up here, I'm going to move the opacity to maybe 20%. And I'm going to try and line up. Oh, that's maybe too much. 50. I'm going to find where they line up.
Beautiful.
As best I can.
I always love that moment right before where the pixels start to crunch together.
Especially with this like rock structure, it's like the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, with the bridge like lining up,
yes.
with the leap of faith.
That's a beautiful
bottom up
shot.
Here. Go to 50% on the bottom. Line that one up as best I can, which is gonna be right.
So while you do this intensive lining up, are you working on any other short films right now, Seth?
Short films? I am not. Am I? I don't remember.
Are you working on any? How about other projects? kids in the chat love that Dino Feast.
The Dino Feast, that was fun. Well, I'm working on this show. Red Giant, I am working on this show mainly, and then a couple like fun tutorials and stuff outside of Red Giant. I've got 2 podcasts in the works in addition to this. Those are fun. And
that is beautiful. If someone wanted to reach out to you after this show is over, how might they do that?
Just go to SethWorley.com. Hey, I forgot what I was doing. Let's see. Top. Okay, they're all lined up. So real quick, I'm going to parent top and bottom to middle, just in case I moved middle at all, which I don't think I did. Hit reset. No, I didn't. Okay, so I want to. Let's see. I need to paint out. Okay,
just
here we go.
that little bit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna grab it from the top. I'm going to turn off the visibility of the top layer, but keep it selected. And I'm going to draw a mask around where these guys need to be disappearing.
Clever.
And I turn top back on, and there it is. I might need to feather it a little bit to help sell it.
It's looking good.
So that's
Thank
there.
you for
and then
sticking with us, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
This is exciting, and this is worth it. We're going to have a thing.
There's no cards visible, right? No, there's not. So
no, it's just whoever that is on that side. I think that's Paul.
I go back in here, and I've got this still now here, but it doesn't move. So basically what it does right now is it goes boop and stops. But if I start right here, where I pulled, again, that's where I freeze framed the middle part and used that. I'm going to parent it to the null object, and now it will move with the shot. So I'll put that underneath this guy, and now, well, something didn't look as good. Well,
I think if we so he's got the railing in front of his fin down there. So
there's that definitely, but I have a solution to that. Watch this. He's already parented to the null, so I could actually go into the keyframes.
Mm-hmm.
I can delete these keyframes. And I can go here and move it up a hair.
Oh, you can reframe because you got your virtual background now.
Yeah, go to keyframe interpolation, auto Bezier, whatever you want to say. So it's a little bit of a harsh movement. Todd Vaziri would not approve, but he's not here.
Reduce it by 50%.
I mean, all right, if I am going to have to. So I'm going to cover up all of my sins. I'll probably just do this. Layer, new adjustment layer. Transform. I'm going to apply transform and scale it up a bit.
Oh, I love how beautifully the rock textures and the Mosasaur really just...
just you wait. Let's see. Come on, Supercomp. Be good to me. Effects.
All right, Seth is going to jump into Supercomp.
Supercomp, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Supercomp. Supercomp, Tennessee. Match background.
Look at that.
Look at that garbage. And now we could obviously do a lot of work with the edges and all of that, but man,
this is so satisfying. I feel like I get it.
It needs some cleanup for sure.
Yeah, but who doesn't?
You know what?
I think we just need some matte choking. Seth Worley needs to choke a matte.
What happens if I get rid of that? Just let this be what it wants to be.
Beautiful. All right.
I'm going to wrap it up. The next 5 minutes.
You fix that for a second. I'm going to show a little interstitial, which is right over here. This is a fun video that I made in 2015. 2015. Is this movie is that old? All right, here's a fun, exciting video. Let's see here. Hey, buddy. This is my kid.
His kid.
I'm sorry. Can I watch the new Jurassic Park movie? No, that's too old for you, I say.
Say. Did you say I say in the video? It's too old for you, I say.
Okay, thank you.
Right. We're gonna watch the old Batman because it's safe for kids.
Oh, I remember this. God, how much better is this gonna look? Dang it, Hosh.
Oh.
It looks so good. And you did that from your phone while parasailing?
Oh, we have fun. We have fun. All right, we're gonna let's see. Let's head back over to After Effects and see what Supercomp's doing. Ooh, that looks like an edit preview comp.
It's at half resolution, but you know what isn't?
What isn't?
People still watching? God bless all of you.
Yes, all 220 of you.
I love it's thinking so hard for such a dumb thing.
Oh, look at that!
All right, so it got some reframing stuff to do. There's a lot of really rough edges, but man, we could with another like hour of work, I feel like we could get this looking really
you know what?
solid.
You just need sound effects, and that would be the like 90% of it.
Oh well, this is not going to work. I'm going to be a monster and turn
let's see what happens.
on. Oh, I have to share sound.
Ooh, sharing sound. Okay, everyone get ready.
Here we go. Well. Oh, it didn't retime the sound.
See, I love that I clapped into the mic as you were playing the peaking sound file. We're professionals here.
We just killed everyone.
Amazing. Well, everybody, thank you very much for joining us for a slightly successful episode of VFX and Chill. I am Hashi. That is Seth Worley. And yeah, we're going to do this again every Friday. So come on by, bring us your suggestions, leave suggestions as comments to the video, and we appreciate all your participation. Go find us on all...
By suggestions, please, I just want to reiterate that. Please go into the comments and tell us what effects you want us to try on the show so we can do them.
Absolutely. Well, it's been fun, Seth. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. And we will see you all next week. I'll see you all next week. Take care.
See you guys.
Everybody.